I want to ask about favorite books. I went through many of your newsletters. You have a newsletter on Substack called The Next, which has a bunch of, I don't know how long you've been doing it. There's a bunch of great posts that I got to go through, but you talk a lot about books that you've read. I know you're a big fan of The Three-Body Problem. It sounds like you read The Great Bridge recently, which seems really fascinating. So I bet you have a bunch to pull from. When you think about books that have had an outsized impact on you or that you regularly recommend or give away to others, what comes to mind? What do you think people should know about and read?
So the three body problem is definitely one of them. I think that is one of the most like mind expanding books I've ever come across in my life. It's just utterly fascinating. It's so well written. It's so good and just made me think in a different way. Um, I think another thing that I kind of really recommend and enjoyed is I recently read a book called The Company, which was just like a history of the corporation and sort of uh, I'm interested in these like atomic organizational units in society, like the corporation, where it doesn't feel like a technology in the same way that like the light bulb was or something, but you basically saw the invention, if you want to call it that, of the limited liability company, and that just like spurred a crazy amount of innovation once people could actually afford to socially take on risk in a way that wasn't it didn't mean their lives were ruined. You know what I mean? And so I'm actually very, very interested in reading right now about reading books that talk about similar sort of like social technologies. I don't know if there's a better word for them, because I think that we're at a spot right now where like a lot of our institutions are maybe not working super well from a societal standpoint. And I'm interested in just like what sort of social technologies could be created, invented, promoted, whatever, to try and address some of the challenges that we have today.
Yeah, it's fascinating. On the LLC, it's interesting to think as well too that, I don't think anyone would argue that there's a lot still broken or that could be improved about how companies work, how companies are structured, how corporate law works, on and on and on. And yet, just getting the basic trade-offs and structure right obviously has enabled so much positive good. It's kind of just amazing to think on that things can be both deeply broken and deeply right at the same time.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's like any relationship or family or whatever. It's like you could point to a relationship or family and go like, wow, that's super broken or super messed up in X, Y, and Z way. And yet, uh, they're also some of like the best things that we participate in as humans. I think it's just being human.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, yeah, and our humanness shows up in everything
Yeah,
we do for better or
that's
worse.
for sure.